wait till a few more sign in, then I'll sign it.
You don't want to be first?
I don't like being first.
I like speaking in front of people. I don't care if it's 5 or 50.
I didn't used to speak in front of people either. It just depends on what you find your passion.
Yeah, I
You know, you can do it if you really mean from the heart of what's
I
something
could see that.
because I never used to speak in front of people either.
Yeah.
It always brought me to my 4th grade first speaking.
Yes.
When the teacher made me get up and read a book report. My knees were shaking, my hands were shaking, the paper was shaking. I was, and my face was so red, I was sweating.
My ears turned bright.
and my face was beat red. I thought, I'm never going to do this again.
That's exactly.
And here I am.
But I understand what you're saying.
But
you don't, whenever it's something you're passionate about, you don't worry about what you look like, sound like. You just
right. You just do it because it's you're speaking from the heart,
right?
Because it matters.
Yeah.
It's easy not to speak when it's not. It might irritate you, but it's not your passion.
Right.
When it impacts you personally, that's when you take a stand.
I could understand that. Absolutely. Well, I have the 2 different sign-up sheets here, so
thank you.
Hopefully that's a little less confusing.
I think that helped a lot the last time because before it's like, which one's which?
Yeah.
You know,
I
more work for you, but it makes it easier for everybody.
Oh, right. And the only reason I kept it one list before is that usually it's all data center stuff. So I wasn't going to waste a piece of paper for agenda items, but then now
it just takes that one agenda item.
It does. So yeah, definitely easier doing it this. All right. We'll be back in a bit.
Okay. Corbett's here.
I saw you guys walk in.
Yeah. I'm tired. I worked out in the yard yesterday. And it's like, I think I overdid a little bit. I'm just tired. How about you? We all are.
I'm exhausted. It's got to the point where I'm so exhausted that it's like everything has just now become. I have to laugh about
You
it.
feel numb after a while.
I kind of am like I have to laugh about it, and I mean the stupid stuff like today. Yeah, I'm gonna take a jab at it. I'm taking a jab, but I also it's like if I don't laugh about this because it's so absurd, I don't even know what to do anymore.
I almost didn't come this morning. I seriously thought about, I'm not going. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm too tired. And I thought, I can't just cop out. I have to keep going.
Yep. I have to. I was down at Festus last night, and I can say one thing, and just keep this in the back of your mind is I was swarmed and was threatened with physical assault.
Well, I know you told me about that before.
This is the 2nd time now.
Oh, when did that happen?
Last night, within less than 10 seconds, the mayor's like, your time is up, your time is up. And I pulled a piece of paper and I said, hey,
What was that?
just remind you, I have copies of this. I brought this last week and there's extra copies here for you. And literally within less than 10 seconds, there were 4 cops surrounding me. One of them picking up my paper, shoving them in my face.
Where was that?
Trying to escort me out and was like, don't touch my things. do not, because that's assault. Touch me or my personal belongings that I'm holding on to, that's assault. And that's this.
It was funny though, because Travis comes up and he says, "Don't touch her," and then I hear him say, "I can touch her."
Yeah. I was like, do not touch me. Do not. I was like, it's gonna be worse off for you. Trust me. Do not touch me. I know my rights, and if you even lay a finger on me, I will file assault charges with you. Do not touch me. And Travis, he was like, Dana, and he's like, I can touch her.
There she is, folks. Watch out. Hi, Ginny.
Good morning.
Long time no see, lady. She was in Sales County raising heck yesterday,
Oh,
too.
I so miss it. I'm so sorry.
Hey.
I can only
It sounds like you had a busy day.
I can only get just.
Is
so
there
many
anything
places.
on the
I
agenda
wanted to
items
be
that I
there
need
so
to speak
bad.
to?
I haven't looked
Thank
at
you
it.
for going
I
in.
don't know.
FYI, what you said was incredible.
Why, thank you. You get 2
They don't
minutes.
print anything, so.
Yeah.
I know, that's crazy.
Do you know anything
After you.
special on the agenda that
After
I
me?
should, that I should?
Please,
speak
sir.
to?
Did you sign in?
I haven't yet. I will, though. Yeah.
Do we have to sign up
Ginny, not
previous?
that I'm aware, lady. No,
Yes.
If you want to speak on any of the agenda items, you have to sign both pages.
I know, I just don't know what the agenda items are.
Lowering the speed limit on Dune Spring Road to 3 miles.
Yeah,
an
there's
hour.
one like naming a county road. There's nothing really else
I
on
think
there.
one is the
Yeah.
other's on 911.
What
Two
about
devices.
I called 3 times
Oh, so just
For,
911.
for an appointment.
I don't know what I don't know what it's about.
Then
With
ask
Ken Cox.
Why don't
I
we
just
have-
asked for a
this
half
is what
hour
I'm
before
trying
the
to push.
meeting with
Why
Ken
don't
Cox
we
and Paul
have it
Overschmidt.
prior
Called
to the
3
meeting?
times.
You're not going to get an answer.
Hey, you know what
Of
you
course
do
not,
for
right?
it?
What's that,
Sign
man?
up for the agenda item.
All right.
Whenever they call something, you get up there and you speak and say, why don't we have a packet prior to this meeting so that we can actually speak on this? Every single person.
That's a good idea. Hold on, let me go take a
Yes.
look at the agenda. Good morning.
Okay,
Educate.
are we supposed to
Educate.
sign in? Or?
Yes, ma'am, if you'd like to speak.
Oh, no.
Dana,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
see one. So I want to say, so
Oh, well, this isn't even as good of a circus as Festus. You
Oh.
are?
I'm
Okay. You just live in town?
just live in town.
Yes.
Do they post this prior to?
No.
Trying to make it.
They sent out the agenda like yesterday.
So, because it's insanity. Today will be a little fun though.
I don't
ladies.
want to.
I got a little
I'm not into it.
gift for.
Well,
uh,
I've seen. I'm pretty sure I've seen you online.
Today. Oh yeah, every
Yeah.
week. I'm here.
Works so good for.
I'm on the second row.
You look so cute today,
Oh,
by the way.
thank you.
Travis should be here. Did you see?
I know. Was that your fuzzy on the podium yesterday?
It was. It was.
Oh, fuzzy.
But I don't think it was on because it was so hard to hear. Did you notice that?
Yeah, it was on. I think I'm gonna actually clip it to that microphone though.
Yeah.
And try
Oh.
that and see how
Yeah.
that works.
Hello, hello. You can put it right there. Yeah. That might work.
It's on.
It's on. It's ready to go. Yeah. Are you listening?
Can you hear me now?
You might be able to hear me.
I saw that guy on the side of the road.
That guy.
That
Hey,
guy.
Jeff.
Oh,
Ian.
Mr.
Good
Payne.
morning. He's got
Morning.
that shock of hair. He's very noticeable. We got Jeff. There he is.
You
Yeah.
can hide, can you?
Or the
Not if
truck.
you want
Or
to.
the truck with the big sign in the
Can't
back.
miss.
There's Jeff. There he is. Sent it from a long way off.
Can't miss the big, huge signs on the side of the truck.
Sir, if I have hair like that at your age, which I probably won't, I'm going to be a lucky man. I'm like, there's Jeff. There it is. There he is. I see him. I know that guy. Oh, okay. Jeff, what's going on?
Oh, and hey, guys, what I got today.
Uh-oh. A gavel. You brought your own gavel?
Yes, I did. I was
Nice.
gonna just let him know that
What
if
does
he
that
wants
say
to,
on it? Yeah.
if he wants to take a rest of the wrist.
I brought my own. There
I
you
brought
go.
my, don't worry, I got you, boo.
How about when he goes tap tap, he goes. Okay, there you go. Oh, I like what that says. Dana Bowers. That's her name.
Roxy did that. I wouldn't have put the other word, but.
Sure you want. You know. Roxy.
Yeah.
I like that. What do you get a gift?
I guess she got it on Amazon.
Amazon. Spencer Gifts back in the day. Remember that books? Yeah.
Okay.
John.
Okay, so
Sure.
you didn't do anything, huh?
I didn't buy it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it.
Oh, someone else. Yeah.
Somebody else did.
Don't do that.
Oh, we used to buy everything for our business signs, all of our puck lighting.
We did the
and-
same thing, but
Nothing.
nothing anymore.
Oh, we literally changed everything.
Yeah.
We have researched local stores to actually use now, and we
it
don't buy
tiny or-
anything on Amazon anymore yet.
Right.
So you just touch it,
Good. Because there's
Touch it.
often, I don't know how
There you go.
how much time it
and then
Look at
you
you.
touch it to stop it, and then you hold it down for a few seconds
to reset.
and it
I
resets.
love it.
Travis, Roxy, gotta love them.
I just watched.
You did, man? Well, thank you. You only get 2 minutes, you know.
You're so good in 2 minutes.
What the meeting is. How many are against? There was 15. But it's after every one stop.
Yeah, I had to go.
It would have been 30 or 35. I just said, oh, okay, 2.3. I'm like, oh, what's that? I'm 30.
But still, 15-3, that's
Oh,
5 times as many against.
oh, it's crazy. Yes.
But you know what? I have to hand it to them. They had, that lady who gave that presentation, it was outstanding. This board has no idea of anything about things.
So you know who I am.
Well, I saw you on the second row. Yeah.
Spend a lot of time there.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was so that's what we've had to present that information. We've done.
So I was out yesterday.
Three times.
Okay, I saw those two.
Today.
Plethora
Of goodies.
goodies, yeah.
Well, actually, being necessary because I can put everything on.
I know, right? Travis got me all fancy schmancy. Well, because people kept complaining that they couldn't hear for the live, and I was
Right. I mean,
He's like, here,
I have
let's
aerial
try
views.
this.
And
I have.
Hello. Look at that! Look at that! Look at that!
And I intend to go back to some of the other places and get aerial views as well, and some more.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just want to be back there. It's like, oh, what accent did I use?
Right behind us. Right behind
Okay.
us.
Again,
Okay, sure.
See, when I think about that.
Sorry, a lot of to-dos. You sent an email last week? You requested the minutes?
I
So they
don't
get
want-
archived along with
I don't wanna like.
all the commission orders and everything. Did you need a specific set of minutes?
I just wanted to know how to get a copy of.
Oh, you just, yeah, just email me. Until we can put the PDF on, on the website, you'll have to email me.
But
Yeah, hopefully that's.
Yes.
How soon are we thinking that we can put PDFs on the website?
So for the agenda PDFs, I am expecting right now, it's gonna be October 7th or earlier.
Okay.
We actually start the
Can you explain to me,
implementation.
what's the difference between, okay, is a turbine a generator? Cause I have an aerial view of all those machines.
So totally. Sometimes I'll just take off that route.
Okay.
I won't do it if I know
All right.
it's going on in there. You know, but I like to explore. You know, and I'm kind of what's up for sale.
Hey, thank you. Okay, okay.
You know, so.
Okay.
Hopefully you don't have to leave.
All right.
I did kind of.
So you tell me you don't want my business.
No, that's not.
Travis, I'm
I'm willing to hold it. So right now, I'm just kind of.
no grandstand.
No, grandstand.
Oh, wait. I come bearing gifts. I come bearing gifts today.
The mayor was so grouchy.
Oh, did you see him?
I know.
So
Just
when
like
Mary
everything.
thinks
I
this-
see that.
No, I came from St. Louis, it took me over an hour to get there.
He was so sitting in his chair like this, and she said something that, obviously triggered him. He went. I mean, I thought he was going to really jump over. I'm like, don't do it.
Hi, Jack.
Morning.
Morning, sir.
Morning.
No, I'm not. I have to leave right after school because I noticed my poor flowers are on dead stuff.
Death's doorstep. Fortunately enough, I have somebody staying at my house until they go back. I had to go back out to the for a while.
Your butler's gonna
Well,
take
I've
care
been
of that.
there since they, I've
I didn't know that,
stayed
I didn't
there,
know.
you know, free. What can I do here? I'm like,
Oh,
well, make sure the
water,
flowers get
water,
watered
water.
every night. You can mow the lawn once a week. And other than that, just make sure that the dogs always have food in their bowls. I don't really care, but there's food in the refrigerator, you know, there's always AC, there's TV, there's a remote.
There's water.
I don't, like, don't let my dog around playing with that. Oh, I always have a ritual in there.
Oh, by the way.
You might wanna like, keep an eye on.
Don't have to worry about that. You find out the refrigerator. Don't
Yeah.
get the refrigerator.
How far? We was in this little dungeon downstairs. My oldest son and daughter got their own house and moved at the beginning of July. He's now like, he got a little room upstairs, so now he has an apartment downstairs. Two bedroom, bathroom, laundry, living room. Yeah, no, it's a whole house. It's almost 100 square foot. That's not my whole house. So he really has a whole apartment. And he's 14, so I'm like, this is not
I want this to
This
look.
is not a frat.
This is not a frat house.
There's something to be a frat house. I do have cameras now.
Oh, no.
They used to strap and shoot, and they are outside and inside my house. So don't think I don't know what you're
Well, they
doing.
need to get that person.
What's going on out here?
That's what we're trying to do.
Watch.
We're looking at everything.
Oh, yeah.
Frat
This
house.
is my, yeah, the apartment building was up on my house. That's not a frat house. Especially with the English art.
And now they're doing server stuff. Everything we're doing is connected to the radio side. And right now, it's only 11 because the server.
She didn't, me and my mom here has been.
So they can.
No,
For some reason.
Oh, yeah. I got a guy. I gotta
That is such a corrupt environment. I cannot survive. I can't say that.
He watches, like, Ryan, he watches a lot. But like last night,
What's there?
it's still 6 p.m. So like, you can call me afterwards. I have 2 questions. So we can pay, which I already probably know the answer, you're always gonna pay. Oh, we're Travis.
There he is.
To what?
Sign you up.
Oh,
Which
here you go.
one?
Sorry.
No, I'm not agenda.
Why
What's
not?
on what's on the agenda? Just sign it up and then tell me.
Okay.
I trust you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yes.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Did you hear
I trust. I
Did you
trust
hear-
you to make sure I don't get thrown in a
Did you
jail
hear
cell.
the meeting? You could hear on the video where I said I can touch her.
Yes.
Just came out. I can touch her.
I can touch her.
I forgot I said that till you pointed it out.
I was
It just
dying.
happened. It's kind of
Oh, but if they would have laid one finger on me.
I know. I was trying to get in the middle.
I guess they obviously are unaware of the fact that I have an attorney on retainer.
Those, to be in law enforcement.
Oh.
Is enormous expense. You know what, they couldn't chase anybody.
I read your message to Christine. We were
You could
dying.
have taken them down in 2 seconds. You could have.
Oh, I need to put my mom on here.
I think he was out of breath walking that 5 steps. I know.
I'm gonna put my mom on here before you. Oh, and she said she wanted to go after me. I'll just put her at the bottom. Mhm. Mr. Shots!
How's Big Brown?
Wait.
Wait a minute.
Hang on a second. Are we buying votes here?
No.
I'm kidding.
Oh!
You won't even shake my hand in public?
Oh,
Put it
look at
down.
this.
That'd be the last one though.
Yeah,
Whose is
they're not
that?
cheap,
They're
are
not
they?
cheap, no, this is 79 cents.
Cheers, cheers,
Yeah,
Dan.
this is 79 cents. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Hey,
Preferential treatment.
We need to start going to Circle K, 79 cents.
I never said I wasn't bougie, and just because I wear a t-shirt, shorts, and flip flops to meetings doesn't mean that I don't have good taste.
Anyway. Yeah,
A
enjoy
little
that.
bit of
because-
high maintenance.
Enjoy that one because that's it.
His debt has been paid. That's what he's telling you. That's what he's telling you.
All right, are you done here, Dana?
Huh?
Are you done here?
I think
You got distracted.
My mom really had anything to.
Okay, what is my topic here?
Oh,
You gotta put your topic. Lack thereof.
okay, agenda. Hold on. Packets.
Oh, the lack of agenda. That's on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, kind of, sort of,
We're
not
making it-
exactly.
It's
It is
it's
now.
agenda related.
Yeah, it is now.
I'm with you. I can wing it on that.
I love him because he's just so everybody, but I really like him because he doesn't keep the breath. But I do appreciate the kindness. Yes. Yeah, something different other than being. Yeah. Well, I brought my own today. I know, I'm gonna use it. Yeah.
Nice long
I'm gonna
vacation.
use the, yeah, wolf and the timer is there for you too. All you gotta do is touch the timer. It might just jump. That might actually be really good. Oh, come on, I haven't done that. You're throwing it big
Say a
out.
couple words.
Yeah.
We're not doing this.
And now it's remote class.
Yes, yes, I know.
Where's Dan's string? New stories, you know? I think that's best.
Well, and then like, there's service out there, like, just silent.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even.
That's a good thing. That's always a good thing for us.
It is taxing on the lesser of our. I can give you, just do some research for C44 and R20.
When I left there, I was like,
And then I had another such in the community and she wanted to just kind of see what's going on. And you know what, I just heard, I heard a story today that these, all of these,
so now I probably go there.
no problem. Anyway, I heard that many of these hyperscale data center vendors have insurance. On them. My kids gave us one. It's not, because they don't even intend to give information. They do not, hence my my statement that this is a land grab. They just are trying to get as much land and property. They don't even intend to get away from it. So, well, the thing is, guys, if you, our sailors on those ships, targeting Iran, they have been out of food. They have had toilets broken. There is mold in their showers. They cannot wash their clothes. The parents and families of sailors are begging for them to do something.
We do have a meeting
He
scheduled
alone
today
could be
coming up, but I think that was the focus.
They can't get any food because Bahrain's
I'm not positive.
And so, I can take a lot of things, I cannot take our soldiers. This is all the Trump administration, because
I got you.
when I was there in 2000, they ate like kings.
You made it.
I mean, they had people,
You're early.
just contractors with cooks and. Thank you. Everybody does. Everybody does. But you know what, I'm at the age now where I don't care. I'm not trying to get a man, I got one that's legally bound to me.
Good morning. Call the meeting to order. We will begin by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Liberty.
First item on the agenda is the public hearing on lowering the speed limit on Dunn Road to 30 miles an hour.
We have to hold 3 public hearings before we can submit a commission order, so this is the first of 3.
This is the first of 3. Is there anyone here to comment on the lowering the speed limit on Dunn Road to 30 miles an hour?
I've had a few calls on it. It's a pretty curvy, windy road down at the very bottom where you get down near the creek. And so we've been.
What's the current speed limit? 45?
I believe it's 45. I think that's right, 45.
No comment on the 30 mile an hour lowering speed limit. So this will be the first of 3 public hearings.
Did we get a comment or anything from you? Check with Jim already or on that?
Say again?
Jim?
Yeah, I did talk to Jim about it. That's what he recommended.
Next is the approval of the minutes from the August 4th, the 4th workshop, the August 6th workshop, and the working session.
I'll make a motion. We approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We've approved the minutes. We did miss a moment of silence. Let's take a moment of silence and reflection here.
Thank you. Have the list. We have a number of comments on the agenda topics. The first being Thomas Crouch. I'm not sure that this is on the agenda.
Kind of in reference to how we address agenda items, if that's possible.
Well, it might be appropriate to talk about this on the non-agenda items.
Public comments.
On the public comments.
Well, this is just going behind, like, I guess, giving everyone a better explanation behind the actual agenda items, and it might actually answer a lot of questions for everybody in the process, and maybe having the public discussion on agenda items after this. That makes sense.
Well,
it's kind of like this, kind of like the fingerprinting issue. Now, how would you say, the one that does not trust the government and me thinks nefarious actions behind it, but we also know that is just to help out the sheriff's department in relation to getting personnel process, getting background checks pushed through, and vice versa. It's just, I think the public needs a better explanation of the commission orders in whole, preferably before the discussion on the specific agenda items. That's all.
Okay.
So, and we can talk about it after the meeting as well.
Okay.
To not eat up time.
Thank you, Thomas.
Yeah.
The only problem with that sand is sometimes it gets short. Then what do you do?
Turn it over.
Turn it over, but then you got to wait for it to run
Oh, you got to
out.
run it all the way through.
Yeah.
See, it's all, it never ends for the remaining 2 minutes.
No, that's fine.
You're right about that.
That's all. That's fine. Corbett, you have comments as well. I don't on the agenda process, which is this is really not on the agenda on any of the action items.
So, Dave, it's not on the agenda because I've asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different topics at least 20 times to put things on this agenda. You guys don't respond to any of them. So how do they end up on the agenda when you guys don't respond?
They will end up on the agenda when and obviously it states in the process as it lays out that we will, when we want to put it on the agenda, we will put it on the agenda.
So when you want to put them on the agenda.
That is the correct process.
So not when the public says, we would like to have this on the agenda so we can have a discussion. You three just say, nope, it's not.
Let me read to you the process which items can be placed on the agenda. Any citizen shall have the ability to seek permission to be heard at a formal meeting of the commission to present an item to the commission at a formal meeting. The person desired to be heard shall submit a written request to the secretary of the commission no later than 4 p.m. on the Wednesday preceding the meeting at which the person desires to be heard. The request need not be in a particular form, but must state the name, address, phone number, and email address of a available person who desires to appear before the commission. The request shall be briefly described of the nature of the issue, which is the topic of the presentation. The county commission reserves the right to postpone at any request to a later meeting if it is necessary to get appropriate information which to respond. The commission also reserves the right to disallow any request if issues involves privacy or an employee of the elected official. The request pertains to information which is otherwise protected by Missouri law. The matter has been discussed by the commission previously at a formal meeting, or majority of the commission determines that public withhold would not be served by addressing the issue in public forum. The commission shall make reasonable efforts to notify a person who has requested to be heard if their request will be postponed, not heard. Any citizen who has been issued to discuss the commission may also contact the commission directly. So we fully have our discretion as to the topics. Obviously, we have those requests of what you want to put on the agenda. And again, as far as they would not be on an action item, it would be something merely for discussion.
So Steve Ettrick can make a motion to have something placed on the agenda where you guys pay him $50,000, and citizens who've made repeated requests end up on this agenda under the action items. No permission at your discretion. Just no, sorry guys, you don't get the permission of the royal court. So you know what? They're never going to end up on these action items. I've asked on these items, guys, at least 4 times on all of them separately to be placed on this agenda, and crickets, nothing, no permission. Why? You guys, there's other agendas you come in here and there's 8 or 9 items on here, and sometimes there's 1 or 2. Any of the requests that I've made, town halls, the P&Z nomination for the Calvi Township, putting this on a ballot measure, an impact study, A discussion on Dave, you shutting down public comment. I've asked for these to be placed on the agenda so the citizens of this county can let you know how they feel about them, and nothing. It's like my email just goes into a great black hole. At least Tim Baker does say, okay, we've received your request, and I know you guys have received it because I've copied you all in on it, and Mark Piontek, and nothing. So I just have to beg the question, Dave, how do we gain permission to be heard on the agenda? How do we
Obviously,
gain
the
that?
commission, we will have a conversation on the requests, and we will determine at what point in time we will put those issues on the agenda to have a conversation
So
on.
most of these, it appears that they'll never end up on the agenda because I've been asking about these since at least February and March.
Not necessarily. I wouldn't necessarily believe that'd be the case.
They
Anyway,
haven't ended up on the agenda. When will they end up on the agenda? When you guys
when
just
we
deem necessary?
when we determine to put them on the agenda.
Okay. So you've deemed it necessary for the county to spend $50,000 minimum. On a
Corbett,
consultant.
we've eclipsed the amount of time you have allotted to speak on this particular issue,
Okay.
and we will take it up further. So
Dave, I keep hearing that you guys never do it. Ridiculous.
next, Travis Slayton. I'm not sure what this agenda topic is, but
It's about the agenda process, what you were just talking about. I was taking notes while you were reading the commission order. So Wednesday preceding the meeting by 4, and you can postpone it if you want, or you can deny it for privacy or other legitimate reasons. And you have to notify the requester if it's delayed or denied. And so my request that I turned in several weeks ago to get on the agenda, I followed the procedure. I sent it to Amanda. Amanda replied, said she forwarded it, and then it stopped there. I did not get a notification if it was going to be delayed or denied. So that wasn't followed. And then I followed up and emailed you 3 directly, and I didn't get a reply there either. So I was just wondering, just deny it if you don't want it, that's fine. But just leaving people in limbo is probably might be agitating the situation a little bit.
I understand. We have been inundated with information that continually comes into this commission, and so obviously, with the action items that get put on here are brought, forward at the workshop. They're discussed at the workshop. We will take Amanda. We will put together the list of requests, and we will discuss them at the workshop on Thursday. As to when and what we will do with those requests.
Okay, thank you.
So we'll work on that. Dana Bowers.
I'm going to add to the same thing that these gentlemen were just talking about. The other thing that I mentioned last week as well is having packets or having something online. And I know you're dealing with the website and all of that. So while we're in the midst of waiting on the website to be ADA compliant and not being able to post agenda item detailed information on agenda items on the website, I would ask that during the workshop on Thursday, you add to this list to discuss having a packet of proposed agenda items for the following week available to those of us who can either contact her and get that prior to the meeting or have it here at the meeting prior so that we know what's going to be on the agenda for the next week so that we can do our research as well. We have the rights to be able to do that so we can come in and have an educated conversation about what is on the agenda. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay.
We do have packets. You just email me. As soon as I put it out on the website, email me and say you want a copy and I'll send it to you.
Okay.
So the packet you're saying is on the website?
Once the meeting has been you're saying once the meeting is posted after Thursday, after we've had the workshop, once the meeting is
Whenever I post the workshop agenda,
Okay.
which is no later than 10 a.m. on Wednesday.
Does that include a copy of like the contracts that you're
Yeah,
gonna be voting on?
yes, it has an agenda that has the proposed commission orders and all the paperwork submitted for the request.
Okay. That is all of the comments on the agenda items listed. We do have but 5 commission orders to address. The first being Commission Order 2026-207, approving the agreement and support agreement with MIA Identity and Security for the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
I make a motion we approve Commission Order 2026-207.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We've approved 2026-207. Next is Commission Order 2026-208. It is another agreement with IDMA for the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, a second device. It's a fingerprint device.
Make a motion we approve Commission Order 2026-208.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-208. We have Commission Order 2026-209, the accepting a quote from Motivations for the SOP policy editing services for the Franklin County 911 communications.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You have approved Commission Order 2026-209. Next is 2026-210. This is the authorizing the naming of a road in Franklin County.
Make a motion we approve Commission Order 2026-210.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You've approved 2026-210. Finally is 2026-211 is the consent agenda items, and all the items listed thereon. We have the clerk's fees for July, the building department fees for July, and the collector's personal property tax book charges for March, April, May, and June.
I'll make a motion we approve.
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. You have approved 2026-211. Now we are to public comments on non-agenda items this morning. Jennifer Kreider. Oh, Janine. I'm sorry, Janine. I apologize.
That's all right. Not a big deal.
I shouldn't have fouled that up.
I don't care. I'm not offended. Okay. Right here is a USB stick. We have more footage. I have aerial footage now of Colossus in Memphis. I took more interviews in Memphis, and I have more footage. I've put in here articles about illegal activities by these hyperscale data centers where they drill illegal wells, they run illegal generators. There are broken pledges all over. And I'd like to say, if Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, will not build a safe hyperscale data center for the residents and school children in Memphis, Tennessee, what makes you think that we in Missouri are so special? Colossus is 2 years old, sir, and it's been running on 60 unpermitted generators. I read somewhere that they were applying for 40 more, but I cannot find that article again, and I will find it and present it to you. The generators have been running since 2024, and when you see the aerial footage, try counting them, because my husband swears that there's more than 60 of those things. That's what, and by the way, this footage was just taken this last Sunday. Also, Elon Musk pledged to build a water purification plant. He has not followed through with that, and news articles state that he has no intentions, there are no promised date for that to start. Data centers, I just read, have insurance because many of them do not believe that they will even get finished. And by the way, Dave, I'm not trying to insult you or your intelligence, but that video that I showed you with Travis and the fluorescent lights, yes, it is a very cute little science project, but it's more than that. being under those transmission lines for 3 hours for golfing, that's very little exposure. But for people that live next to them, this is not just in the US. There are studies in Japan and in the Netherlands and all the other countries that are showing of malignancies in children that are exposed to that and adults that are exposed to that regularly. So I don't know what else. I'm submitting this packet so that it's easy. All you have to do is sit down in your little recliner with a beer next to you and watch TV. This is we aren't traveling all over the United States for the fun of it. My husband hates doing it, and I hate being in the car that long. And also, I'd like to mention, last week you voted on that WSB thing, the collection data thing, and you had so much opposition against it. We are not stupid people. We're highly intelligent. We told you why this was not safe to do. You would not even table it a week. But then you're talking about a windy road and the speed limit on it, and you got to table that? It makes no sense. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Janine. Corbett?
And I'm angry because you don't seem to be listening to us.
Commissioners, I say I have to absolutely echo what Janine just mentioned. 3 hearings on a speed limit, but 1 on a data center. 1. That's all we get. Meanwhile, guys, I've been asking for you to hold public town halls with the developers. With the developers, Dave. Crickets. Same answer. Oh, we're looking into it. I'm not asking for presentations. They're scripted PR baloney. I'm asking for them to show up in front of this county and answer our questions, answer your questions. I've at least asked for that to be on the agenda 4 times. No response. No Keith Ketcher site on the Planning and Zoning Commission for Calvi County. I've asked about that 4 times. Nothing. I've asked you guys to commission a truly independent impact study. Nothing. $50,000 on a useless consultant that after you approved it, Dave, I stood right here and I asked you, are you aware that Steve Etcher is not a CPA? Well, I wasn't aware of that, or your exact words. After you're just going to give him $50,000 to study potential tax revenue, you have a non-CPA studying tax revenue? I mean, are we stupid? I mean, can you just answer that question? I mean, last week on election day, plenty of back and forth, Dave, when you know the folks are going to the ballot box. Today,
had nothing to do with whether or not it was election day.
Oh,
last week.
That's the first time we've heard from you in months. And the last time was when you weren't here and Ken was running the show. I mean, I've asked you guys at least 4 times, put this on the ballot. Let the people vote. You won't even trust your own neighbors. I mean, this county is the 4th largest county in the state of Missouri. 108,000 people, 923 square miles. And you think this should come down to 3 men? 3? I mean, that's insulting. If you won't even trust your own neighbors, who will you trust? And again, I've asked for that to be on the agenda, and I guess I learned today, His Royal Majesty has to decree permission before something ends up on your agenda. But we can sit here and talk about, well, this road is pretty windy. It's 45 miles an hour down to 30. I think we need to have 3 hearings. And we get 1 for a 47.
I think it's required that we have 3 hearings.
And you can't require that there be more than 1 hearing or any town halls with these developers. You guys have sat there and said, Dave, you told me straight out, we can't require the developers to come to Franklin County. You mean to tell me you guys couldn't pass some resolution? The 3 of you sit down and knock your heads together and say, if you guys want to do business in this county, you have to stand in front of my constituents and answer their questions. You won't do that? I mean, where's Leon Backus? He didn't even show up to the other hearing. You know where he was the day that he was supposed to be here on May 18th? On his Facebook page and on Instagram, he's playing golf. He's playing golf. So he sends his 2 poodles up here. He sends Roman and Jorge. They tell us we have a beautiful county. We love your county. I've driven around your county. And really, the only way to best protect it is potentially a data center. I mean, do they think we're stupid? And you guys are both sitting there going, all 3 of you are going, uh-huh. And Ken's falling asleep. So I guess, is there any public discussion today, or does that only take place on election?
Well, you haven't really, obviously your time's expired, but you haven't really entertained any public discussion because you did all the talking.
No, I'm asking you right now. I've used my 3 minutes, and now I'm asking you, is there any discussion, guys? I've asked on these points to be on the agenda for months.
I told you here, Corey. I just told you.
No, I know what you
we
told
will
me,
have.
But how do we?
We will have at the workshop on Thursday. We will put all the requests and we will discuss them at the workshop on Thursday.
This Thursday, every single
this
one
Thursday.
That I sent, you will discuss
if we have a record or a list of all of them, they will be brought to the workshop. I've just asked Amanda to put that on the agenda for Thursday.
Amanda, I have sent these to you. Tim Baker has confirmed the county has received them, and they haven't shown up at any workshop.
Well,
I
I
mean,
just
when you
told
sit-
you.
when you
I
sit
just
there-
said. I just told you that it would be
Don't-
this Thursday.
They don't raise your voice at me. Don't. You're starting to get elevated. Like you want to start yelling at Tim Baker or like Ken yelled at Angela. Don't raise your voice at me.
I'm asleep,
I'm asking-
so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Ken, enough. All right.
Corbett, your time
how do
has
we gain-
expired.
How do we gain the king's permission to end up on your agenda? Is all I'm asking.
I told you we would do it on Thursday.
So when
Thank
it's not,
you,
so when it's not on
Corbett.
the workshop this Thursday, what are you going to say then?
Corbett, thank you for your time.
It
Twyla
better- it
Ashworth.
better be on there. It better be on there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I did not write anything this time. I'm just going to talk from the heart.
Okay.
I want to talk about the land use regulations. Land use regulations are a good thing. They outline, the rules and regulations for any developer that would come in. However, land regulations, like Janine said, once developers come in, if they choose not to abide by those land use regulations, and if they're not being enforced, then the land use regulations become worthless. And so that is one of my big concerns with these data centers, because it has been noted and it's been stated publicly across the whole United States that once some of these big name developers come in with these huge data centers, they start doing whatever they want to do. They say they're not going to dig wells, but they do. They're going to have limitations on sound, but it overexceeds what they say the sound level should be. And the people who are stuck living next door to these things, they have no power unless they go to their county commissioners or their mayors or their civic leaders. And if they don't get a response, then that creates a big issue with anger problems. And nobody takes care of the problem whenever they're not abided by. And all of these cities are imposing fines. Yeah, you get money from fines, and that's added to a part of their city's operating budget, but that's not the way it's supposed to be. And so my concern is that, who's going to regulate, who's going to be the watchdog when something goes wrong with these data centers? Because 9 times out of 10, once they're in operation for a couple of years, nobody comes around the place. There's no access to city officials and nothing gets done. And so that's all I want to say. I'm just really, concerned about who is going to make sure that these land use regulations are abided by once these data centers get in. So, thank you.
Thank you, Twyla.
Thank you.
And Hayden.
Oh, I do want to say one more thing. Sorry. I want to say on record that I am against the data centers. I am, and I would like to see more environmental impact studies on these land use regulations. Thank you.
How about one environmental study anyway? Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
We're fantastic.
Fantastic. Okay. So I'm going to do something a little different this morning. Let's walk down an avenue. Okay, y'all got grandchildren, right?
13.
13. You have any
13.
grandkids?
Or I have 12 and a
Do
half.
you, Paul? Okay. Okay. So here you go. You got your 5-year-old grandson. He's learning how to ride a bike. And you're in charge. You're in charge of him riding this bike. And you let him go. And he's headed towards the cliff. What are you going to do? Are you going to save him? Are you going to let him run over the cliff? And then just go, it's your fault. You made a mistake. You didn't listen. I told you to stay away from that. I mean, really? Would you do that? No, you'd save him.
I question letting them ride in that area in the first place. But go
Well, sometimes, Ken, you don't have any options. You really don't. I mean, if you live on a busy road, where do you teach your kid to ride a bike? Especially if there's like rezoning and data centers next door. You don't do it there because their little electronic dog's going to come after you. I mean, I've seen one of those in person. They are terrifying. They really are. And they can put weapons on them. It's very scary. So let's think about it that way. There's no guardrails on the data centers. There's none. So we're gonna head towards the cliff. We're about to fall over. Are you guys gonna save us? I mean, it's your job. You gotta help us. We're here. We're saying, hey, we matter, don't we? Your grandsons matter. If it was your grandkid, and it will be your grandkid, because it's not just our world, it's the whole world. Think about it. I mean, like, what are they going to do with all of our data? Have you thought about that? I've heard, and this is from the Schnucks website, that they're going to use it so that when you walk into the store, and they have flock cameras at the doorways, by the way, when you walk in, they're going to pick up your cell phone number that they have in their database, and then they're going to change the prices just for you. That'll be fun, won't it? You walk into the store, you won't know what everything's going to cost. I got one too. Cool, huh? I like it. So who makes money off the data centers anyway? It's the billionaires. The billionaires aren't
And
in it for
time
us.
has expired. Thank you for your comments. Jeff Hayden. I'm certain somewhere in our county commission orders that it talks about props and signs and all the stuff that we talk about. So anyway, just throwing that out there.
I don't need a prop.
And you not just laugh about it, it was like.
I can laugh as long as it's fun, but when it becomes not fun, that's a different scenario. So, Jeff, I don't want to take any more of your time. Go ahead.
Last week, I lost several minutes between Ken and Janine, but okay, so I've heard it said many times that we're misinformed about the data centers. So I'm here to listen to you. What about a data center is going to be good for Calvi or Bowles Township?
What do you, as far as what, again, I guess you're just asking, are you asking about the tax revenue? Potential tax revenue for those areas? Because obviously we are engaged in a study to be able to provide the numbers so that we can have an intelligent conversation with you, Jeff, and say, here are the numbers. Here's what the potential impact is going to be those taxing entities, the job creation, the number of jobs that are going to be created, and the potential tax benefits from that. We do not have that currently, but when we do have that, it will be made available to you.
Okay. I get that. So you're concerned about the money. You're looking into how many jobs will be created.
How many jobs are going to be created? How much tax revenue is going to be generated for all the taxing entities, all the other potential community benefits that can occur from those? All of those will be ultimately put together when we get all that information.
So would you calculate that as a pro for the data center?
Well, I would think that would be a pro. Yes.
Are there any cons to having a data center in Bowles and Calvi Township?
There again, obviously there has been a lot of information that has been provided on the negative impacts of data centers.
So are you familiar with those? I mean, I know you guys got a ton of information. What are you gleaning from that information?
Well, I will tell you this, that, and I'm not saying that people haven't looked, but a lot of the data centers that they have looked at, that the negative information is coming from, if you're only looking at the negative ones, go to the ones that are operating correctly and see what the impact is around those. You can bring me the horror stories of data centers and the information that occur on some of the early data centers. But if you put the right guardrails around them and you make sure that the environmental impacts aren't going to occur, go find those. Go videotape those.
So
Where are they?
Yeah, where are they?
There's probably hundreds of them. And Jeff, I know I'm in your time here, but you got 10 seconds.
So we're at day 85 since the May 18th meeting. And you said something about the impacts. Are you looking into that? Are there any studies? Have you done any studies? Are you going to do any studies? Yeah, I definitely have a list of pros and cons. And the cons is way longer than the pros. I'm sure you understand where I'm coming from as far as that goes, but
Jeff, thanks. Thanks for your comments.
yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
Jenny Voss.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see there are no packets of papers for me, so that tells me something. If after all this time you three gentlemen decide to vote the regulations through, how many hyperscale data complexes are you willing to have in our great county? Theoretically, tomorrow, Purina Farms could sell out to become one. Shaw's Nature Reserve could be after that. Property on Highway T? Why not? Highway V? Even better. Outskirts of Washington? Absolutely. Just west of New Haven? Highway 185, Londell, Port Hudson, Leslie, Sullivan, St. Clair, Spring Bluff, Beaufort, the list goes on. All those places are capable places. If we do not make our regulations strict for the data centers that have been presented as of now, the door is open for them to be across our great county. We cannot make our regulations based on one developer's opinion, since we know Provident just so happened to put out their beautiful website and information the exact same time our planning and zoning came out with their written regulations. And we saw it after that. This is my last meeting because I have to go back to work next week. This summer, I have seen the good with having open discussions with community members, the bad, not allowing speaking public comment, and the ugly with both sides engaging in uncivilized conversation. In the last 6 months, I have learned a lot about how government works. Sure, I got A's in my social study classes in school, but that doesn't mean you actually remember everything. I feel our community is just like me, and they are learning and want to learn even more. Now is the time for the three of you to engage with these people. Last week, you said you would like to answer more questions, but it's hard to do when it's only 3 minutes are given for each person. Well, maybe after the meeting, you guys can come down right here and sit at the table and just have conversations, answer the questions. If you can't do it every week, maybe set up a time like the second Tuesday of the month or every other Tuesday so that we can have time to talk and get answers. We are all learning. I just pray that you will listen to us and open your hearts to the people that will be greatly affected by these. Please just say no and keep Franklin County the great county it is. Thank you.
Jenny, I just want to make one comment. I do think that we've been willing to have conversations when these meetings are over. So obviously we've not, unless we have something scheduled where we have another meeting potentially on place or whatever, we don't have a problem having those conversations. But I want to address the issue of saying that we ended public comment. We did not end public comment. When we went to written comment, which allowed for public comment, I want to make sure that people clarify that, whether or not that it was for 2 weeks, we had written comment. We did not restrict public comment. I want to verify that fact so that everybody understands that did not occur.
You changed the name of it from discussion to comment.
Well, regardless of whatever the name change was, we did not take away public discussion or public comment. So
But my question is then, did you read what we submitted?
do what?
Did you guys read everything that we submitted? Because
When?
we don't, during the 2 weeks that we had the
Oh.
written. Because
Obviously,
we don't know. We know if we're talking, you guys are at least hearing us. But when it's
Sure.
written down, we don't know if you just said, oh, yeah, that looks good. It goes in the trash. We don't know.
Sure.
And all I'm saying about, I do know you guys have been talking afterwards. But I mean, maybe you could just make it a little more formal because not everybody is around, right here.
Sure.
So maybe you guys,
I've been willing to schedule meetings with individuals to come in, have no problem with them setting that up and giving them time to have more one-on-one conversations too. So that's been open, and I think the other commissioners are open to that as well.
I
So
know. I mean, my husband and I have called quite a few times and we get nothing, but
I'm not sure who you're calling because if,
we've been calling Amanda. We
What-
actually quit calling in May because we just always got answer machine.
John Rose.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just first off, I'm against the data centers in Franklin County. I just have a couple things to say. Local government exists to serve public interests, not large corporations. No general tax income is worth jeopardizing the health of our children, your children, and families in our rural community. The Merrimack Valley School District has schools close to these data centers that could be in harm's way. Riverbend Middle School is under 2 miles from McLaren's Crooked Creek. Nike Elementary is about a mile away. Please consider emergency responses when accidents happen at these data centers, as far as like a battery fire, lithium battery fire. And the Merrimack River closes from flooding. Highway F, Highway O, Highway N, and they both flood, and it's going to make it very hard for any type of response to the Crooked Creek Data Center. The impacts are far-reaching, and the ramifications are still being discovered. We should not be guinea pigs here around these data centers. I'm asking you, please don't sell your soul for 30 pieces of silver. No potential tax revenue is worth the safety of our children and your children in this community. The decision and the decisions of you three commissioners you have to live with for the rest of your life. Choose the health of our families over the potential tax revenue of Franklin County. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Thomas Crouch.
So the truth, Ann brought up a good point. I wanted to grab one of them electronic dogs, to tell you the truth. All right, so let's go over the spring line contract. My understanding, 25,000 per site. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, so Beltline recently did drop out of Pacific. What make you think they won't drop out of county? And now we're just throwing 25 grand off into the wind. Honestly, at that point, I would make them pay for it if they're really interested in moving forward. And let's go back and just in general to Springline. They're owned by Trinity Hunt Partners. You gentlemen know who that is? Have you done like a full background check on them? So Trinity Hunt Partners is an investment firm, specifically a private investment firm located out of Dallas, Texas. Who else is located out of Dallas, Texas? Any ideas?
There's a lot of companies located in Dallas, Texas. I've been there.
Yeah, specifically,
Yeah.
which company has an investment or is looking for investment in our county located out of Dallas, Texas? That would be Provident. So what's to make you think that we will not see a non-biased tax assessment on this? Or what makes you think that we didn't just pay $50,000 for a salesman to come through and sell us something that a company or parent company is really trying to push? So, and then let's go and talk about Mountie excavation. And that was the purpose behind denying that rezoning. Was it because the neighbors there were upset about the rezoning potentials, or was it because it was in lieu to or a requirement for the sale of his property?
What was the question?
Mountie excavation, Highway A.
Right.
Yeah, what was the purpose of denying that rezoning?
Obviously you'd have to ask the other two commissioners what their motivation was.
All right, gentlemen, what was the?
We had a public hearing on it.
Yes, I know.
Were you
we
here
did.
for that?
Yes, I was, and I know there was a lot of neighbors upset about the rezoning. Correct.
Here's the thing. I felt like obviously his property prior to the ultimate rezoning of all of it was being operated in it as a commercial property use. And so therefore, when that changed over, he was not aware that he was being zoned and he was grandfathered in as only operational as that. I didn't feel that was right. I felt like he should have been able to, another company, someone should be able to utilize that property for other purposes other than just being an excavation company, because it was there
Because
prior,
eventually landlocks a commercial property into one specific
entity.
Yes, sir.
And Thomas, we're beyond your time.
Well, just to highlight on that one, now we're talking about rezoning. Neighbors in this area don't want it, and we're talking about rezoning for sale of a property on 2 locations. So
Thank you, Thomas.
thank you, gentlemen.
Dana, you're up.
Okay. Brought a timer. Gavel. I got you, boo.
I've
Today.
got one too.
Yeah. Okay, Dave, congratulations on getting 6,297 more votes than you did when you took the seat back when Kehoe appointed you in March of 2025. Your name, unfortunately, was pushed from the primary ballot to the general as a Republican nominee due to the split votes between the other candidates. I do have a consolation prize for you for being the first runner-up since 15,846 people voted against you.
Dana, don't bring that up here. Dana, don't bring that up here.
There you go.
Listen, you cannot bring that up there. Sir, you can take this away.
Okay. So,
guys, we're not going to tolerate,
The
we're not going to
election
have
numbers-
that. We're not going to have that.
the
Listen,
election number, that was my gift to you. That was
I get it, but we're not doing that.
It's Diet Coke and Cherry Coke.
I don't know what's in there.
The-
So who
How
knows?
did I know it was in the coffee you brought me this morning?
You don't. So
Okay, well,
you don't know what's in there.
you're killing me, Dave.
Anyway.
You're killing me. Okay, so Ken, you asked for polls. The election numbers pretty much give you a receipt for the polls. 15,000 plus people don't want hyperscale data centers because they voted against it.
You said?
So, hyperscale data centers are not wanted here in Franklin County. The people have spoken. Are you guys going to listen
I'm
yet?
still curious about, you said I asked for the polls.
You asked for a collection of the amount of people in this county that don't want the data centers.
I didn't ask that question. Could you tell me when?
I'm
I
pretty
agree.
sure we got that on live feed numerous times. Either
were
way, you're
talking
burning up my
about
time.
overall
Myself
in
as
this
well as others have
not
been
in this
saying for quite
county.
some time now, there's definitely some shady ass crap going on
Obviously, you
behind
don't
closed
want
doors.
answers. You're just
Go-
here to
okay.
make a grandstand.
I'm not grandstanding.
We're not talking to you, Corbin. I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
you know,
asleep for you anyway.
That's grandstanding. Being rude and disrespectful. But go ahead, answer my question, because
question-
you asked me a question about you would like
you
to
gonna
have
let
a
me give your
poll
answer to your question?
as to how many people are really against this.
The
and don't want
question was, and the poll was made throughout the United States, and I acknowledge that 73% of the people
Mhm.
were against it. So at what point did I say otherwise?
Right after that, you said,
Did
I'd
I-
like to know the same, the local poll. I'd like to have a local poll instead of just nationally. Who locally is, what is the percentage
That's not
of
what
local?
I said, but a national poll, I assume there's people from this county that participated probably in that poll. I would hope, if it's a good poll. So I was not questioning or doubting that percentage or number. So I don't know what your point is.
Wow. Can you literally? Yes. Okay. All right. Either way, like I'm not even.
Well, if you don't want to answer, just say you
No,
don't want
your
to answer.
answer is you are not answering the
The
question
way you
because
want it
you are
answered? Is that what you're
blatantly
saying? I don't agree with
ignoring
you
the
all the time.
fact that you are on record asking that exact question. You
Show me
asked,
the record then, because I don't recall.
Okay, I will get that to you because it's on my live feed from a weekly meeting.
I'm curious to see it. I don't recall.
Dana,
You're gonna start my time up. Okay.
what's that? Your time is up.
Well, really? Don't grandstand. No, honestly, like it's not even right. Like the fact that you want to limit the amount of time. Like you answered questions, and that's fine. I do have something to say. I really honestly, the city of Pacific passed a 12-month interim stay of acceptance. Beltline withdrew their application for rezoning from the city, but still has one here. We know that. The city and surrounding townships have spoken. Are you listening yet? We Sunshine requested the documentation to find out exactly what county with county funds you pulled the 50 grand to pay Ettrick from. That little detail was conveniently not filled in. So today on the record, where did it come from? Ken, will you please repeat yourself again? Because I'm pretty sure I heard you say it came from the Brush Creek account. Who?
If you could repeat your question slower and where I can understand.
Dana, and again, you were out of time.
Where did the $50,000 that the county paid to Etchard for the tax model?
No money has been spent. So
what fund is it being drawn from?
Expenditure. Pardon?
Dana,
Where is the money going to come from?
There are two accounts that it can come from. It could come from the Brush Creek Fund or the ARPA interest account.
How do you justify that out of the Brush Creek Fund?
Because we have the discretion to use those funds
Okay.
to pay our bills. It's
with you.
That's not okay. I'm going to leave this paper here for you because there's 3 questions on here. The old Lazy Larry Latin Pacific still not assessed properly, being properly maintained. The other question was, what are we doing about the generally landfill? Why aren't we being proactive? Maybe putting together a.
Let me make one comment, Danny, because you're way over time. This is part of the reason why we end up going down these rabbit holes. But I will say one thing about the generally landfill. We have been made aware of an opportunity to go for to some funding that exists. Nicole's back here. She just sent me an email on that. We're reviewing all of the content in there that it does not require. It's not a, give me the right word, it's not a competitive grant. We can apply for some funds, and we are going to pursue that to see if we can apply for some funds in order to do that assessment.
Okay.
So there is an opportunity for us to do something outside of the Brownfield grant.
Okay.
So that being said,
answers that question. And the other one is flock cameras shown on the dflock.org map. How many more do we actually have here in Franklin County? Because they need to be removed. And honestly, I think they need to be put like in your office.
Linda Carr, it is your time.
We have any. You said, yeah, you do. Okay. Who said, yeah, we do? Show me the ownership of them. I don't know of the Franklin County having any flock cameras.
Hey, no, Linda Carr. It is Linda Carr's.
After
Linda
the meeting, come
Carr.
see me. I'll show you exactly where they're all at.
No, ownership of Franklin County. I'm not talking about a municipality. I'm talking about
Linda,
Franklin County.
you're up. Your time's.
I will talk to you after the meeting about that.
Okay, I hate talking fast, so I stated this before. Hearing is a passive process where sound is perceived. It's passive and requires no effort, while listening requires active engagement and effort to comprehend. Listening involves focusing your attention to interpret and understand what is being said. My name is Steve Etchard. I'd like for you to pay attention to what I have to say now. For almost 18 months, you've been the puppets of Master, being the Echo Camp LLC, controlling sources, which portrays what we feel is like a mafia syndrome. Planning behind closed doors. You lied, you deceit, you steal, you ignore, and you don't care about the protection and health welfare of the people of this county, which is defined as corruption. It's obvious all of you have been bought and or brainwashed and are a part of this corruption. These past 7 months, we, the people of Franklin County, have been begging you to start at the bottom of the ladder, get an environmental impact study of the 2 proposed sites, Crooked Creek and Diamond Farm. No matter the hundreds of testimonies and proof, with facts and research of not rezoning this land from farm and agriculture to a heavy industrial, you 3 have continued behind closed doors to keep on carrying out your own personal agenda, not letting us know. You have no compassion for the protection, health, welfare of the people of the 2 townships and as well as the county. Just money, 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 arrogance, pride, power, control. Should I repeat it again? Money, money, money. That seems to be all you're thinking about. That has been your driving force. You have been listening to nothing we brought before you. You are approving all kinds of evil under the table. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. A sewage plant right in the plain side of a Foreman Diamonds restaurant land along 44. Have you guys lost your marbles? Again, I ask, where's the environmental impact study? There's only county and state laws put out there already for us abiding by these laws. You've done nothing legal for us. You steal money from a fund that's needed, well, you probably will, maybe you won't, to hire a biased reject of a firm from an out-of-state to tell you the stupidity of assumption, conjecture of what might be. And Travis has already proven that these are thieves, part of a hoax to deceive you and the people.
You definitely have been deceived. It's the devil's antics. You're stealing our tax money foolishly. Please, taking wages for this job and putting it in your personal accounts for your personal gain and betterment. Come on. In Solomon's Proverbs, he states, "Be wise and you will be blessed. Fools will be damned to hell." Press the pause button. Stop this agenda, please. We're asking you do it right. Start at the bottom, okay? Let's get that impact study going. We're asking you to do it right. So the people of this county now feel none of you are intellectually capable of making decisions for our protection and welfare. We're scared. We're fearful. Thank you. And none of you are honest to share anything with us before you make those decisions. You do it secretly, deceptively, absolutely opposite of everything that we have asked. We're just asking. We're people. We're not stupid.
Linda, thank you for your comments. Travis, I skipped over you. I apologize that. So somehow your name was scratched out, but it got put back in.
All right. Dave, last time I spoke to you, you gave me a challenge to, we were talking about meeting time, and you wanted to know some data on what the other municipalities and counties do. So I took you up on that challenge. I spent several hours looking this up, so I hope you really consider what I'm going to present to you. I made copies. I'll leave them on the table. So I surveyed, I looked at 3 counties, Franklin, St. Louis, and Jefferson. Jefferson and St. Louis, they have their meetings in the evening. And then I did a random sample of 18 municipalities, either 4th class or higher. I didn't mess with villages or anything small like that. And all 18 of those, their meetings are all in the evening. The only other exception is St. Louis City. And if you look at the Missouri Blue Book, Chapter 8, where it tells you which type each municipality and county is, St. Louis City is kind of a hybrid, its own special thing. So, but there's just 10 a.m. on Friday, so I included them. So that would make Franklin really the only one that has daytime meetings. And another thing I found interesting when I was looking this up, almost all of them do an every other week instead of every week. So Franklin's a big county, and maybe you guys, I don't know where you live, that maybe it's a far drive. Would it be a win-win if you guys moved it to every other week, made it a little longer, then you don't have to drive so much, and neither does everybody else. And it's in the evening, you can get better public participation. They get a win. Just throwing out my observations that an every other week evening meeting is what the vast majority of places in Missouri do. And I looked specifically at all the municipalities in Franklin, and they're like Washington, Union, St. Clair, those are the biggies in your county. They all do Monday evening, and Pacific, Sullivan do Tuesday. So you don't really want to create a conflict with, your big municipality. So I didn't see anything on a Wednesday. So that might be something that's a win-win for you guys and your constituents. So
Typically Wednesdays are, for some people, are church.
Okay, then maybe Thursdays. That's for you guys to
I'm
decide.
just
I'm
saying.
just throwing. I
appreciate that. I got a meeting with Missouri Association of Counties after I'm leaving as soon as this is over to go to. I will request from them information on the number of counties that hold their meetings as well from a time perspective.
Okay, cool. Thanks. All right. That was really my big thing. The other thing was on the regulations. I was wondering if you're open to further analysis, because I know your sound ordinance still is not good. I have a buddy, he's an acoustic engineer. He does professional studies for municipalities.
Let me ask you this, Travis, and I believe the current being proposed is obviously it can't exceed the ambient level that the property lines that is there now. That is, I believe, that
plus 10 dB. And what's the current ambient now? It's not recorded. What's that number? It's different at the side of the nature reserve by the highway than it is at the side by the subdivision.
Understand.
So it's going to be a variable, fluctuating. You see what I mean? You need a static number, really. That's why it's kind of a bogus definition. It's like a floating
I understand, but that I do.
And the other thing is you're not taking into consideration frequency. Sound is it's a layered, you gotta lower frequencies. You can have a sound that it's not even audible and it'll cause you health issues. These are NIH published peer-reviewed studies, not somebody's YouTube video. It's legitimate scientific
Travis, I know,
studies.
and we're out of time, but I would, like I said, I enjoy the conversation, obviously, because you're looking at it from, this particular element, but I'm not an expert in there, but I would want to know, I'm asking you this question. Are there emittances of those types of sounds that you're saying are harmful to people? Do they come from data centers? I want to know.
Yes.
I want you to.
The cooling fans have the lower frequencies. Yes.
I want that. That is the one thing we could debate and talk about. So
I can get an acoustic engineer to present that to you even better than me. I'll even pay his $200 an hour if you are open to really adding frequency into your sound regulation. And one thing, Dave, when I did the light bulb thing, I did do sound ratings. You could hear it sizzling. It was 765 kV. We don't have those here in Missouri. Hopefully we don't. Those things are freaky, man. It was humid, so you could hear it sizzle.
Yeah, you can hear the power.
Yeah. So I took some sound ratings, and on the dBA, which is mid-range frequencies, it was about 70. And when I switched it to dBc, which is for the low frequencies, it jumped up to 100. So, dude.
Well, that could have been a disaster.
Anyway,
I'd had to drink Dana's soda at that point.
It would have been Dana's fault.
Well, Dana, it has to be.
Thank you.
Here's Dana. It has to be 50-50, half cherry Coke, half Diet Coke. There you go. It's got to be just right. Do we have elected officials? Here comes Mr. Baker.
I was just going to report that yesterday we did our audit of the election. Everything came out the way it was supposed to for that. So everything's been certified to the state. We're moving on to November, getting ready for that. The girls have about 2 days of reprieve, and then it's on to November's election, and we'll be doing that. Again, we'll be using the rotunda. I'll come in and let you know what weeks we'll be doing that, the 2 weeks of no excuse absentee for that. And another issue that I know came up is the signs out front. First Amendment allows individuals to have that on there as the election authority. I don't have a problem with that. The statute does change due to a new law that went into effect on the 28th of this month, to where all political signs that are not candidates will be 50 foot from the door. And I will enforce that, but candidates can be up to 25 feet. After that, they will be removed. The signs have all been removed. The night of the election, as you saw, they're down in the maintenance department, and 30 days, if people have not picked them back up, we will throw them away. And that's a state statute, Jim? Yes. Yeah, I don't have the actual number, but it's 115. It's in the 115 book, but that was in the bill that Governor Kehoe signed this year to change the moving of the electioneering from 25 feet to 50 for
non-candidate.
For non-candidates. Candidates can still be 25 feet. So just wanted to report on that. Any questions about? Kind of did one on Thursday, but this one now we certified it, so it's official. Well, I wish Mark was here. Mark had a different take on that statute. I understand that, but I'm gonna exercise my right as the election authority. Right. That's my call, and I'll argue it because the precedent was set 2 years ago when we had them, and I did send pictures to both you and Commissioner Cox about what St. Charles looked like, and it was absolutely. And that's because it's a voting place. Yes, correct? Sir. It's a voting place during that time. That 2 weeks that we're not the early voting, they can't be out there. So cannot.
There was signs present prior to candidate signs that were present prior to that.
Then I stand correct. Once we open up as a polling place. So when the excuse part of the polling comes into play, so like we had 121 people that showed up the first 4 weeks, and then after that, when no excuse, so that's when it really hits. Technically, then yes, at 6 weeks they can be out there.
We'll get with Mark and look at that
You can
statute.
revisit all the time.
Yeah.
As the election authority, I will fight you on that.
I understand, but I just want to know what the law, what changes. I want to understand
And
the
a
changes that occurred.
And a precedent with the same attorney happened 2 years ago. So the precedent was already there, and the law hadn't changed other than the 25-foot to 50-foot rule.
I just wanted. We'll discuss that with Mark. That's fine.
And I'll be happy to discuss it, but my
Yeah.
opinion is not
Well,
gonna
you can
change.
come and join us. So.
So the only places that are not allowed to have political signs are the polling places that we use that are private entities such as churches, legions. If they require us not to have them, then that's their right to not have it on the grounds. When we rent a facility, we're renting the parking lot and the facility. So if an individual wanted to stand on the parking lot with a sign, they're more than welcome to. That's their.
Do
first-
you list the locations that?
Well,
that's
we give a list to the candidates.
I realize that, but do you have the ones listed that do not allow
We have
signs?
not made that public. I mean, it's public if somebody Sunshine requested it, but it's something we can add to whenever we put it out on the website with the polling places. But every candidate is given that list.
I understand, but I'm just asking whether or not the ones that allow them or don't allow.
Any
signs.
taxing entity has to allow them, whether it be a school, whether it be
But a church,
facility, but
churches,
a church,
yeah.
but a church, anybody that receives taxing money is that does not apply for. But anybody, like I said, a church, a Masonic home, which we have one, we have the American Legions, we have KC Halls. They're all private entities that they have the right to deny signs in the ground. They just cannot stop somebody from holding a sign on the parking lot.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
I'd just like you to make clear for the record, Tim, that I made no challenge or problem with location or placement of any signs.
I was just bringing up the comment because it was brought to me by the commission. And,
It was me.
you know,
I brought it up.
and it was, but that's immaterial. The point is as the election authority, that's my call for this building. So
Appreciate it, Tim. Thanks.
Ann Wagner came in.
Good job on the election, by the way.
Landscaping in front of our church building. I picked it up through the web.
I mean that's up to the property right owners on
Any
that.
other elected or departmental reports?
What is the first day of voting for absentee voting for this for November election?
Any further? Jim, nobody. Any further discussion from the commission at this point?
No, sir.
I'll take a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion. We adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned. I'm not going to be here for your.